Welcome to MIG. Today I'll be showing you how to perform a classic back-to-back half-head foil service. First, I have measured my peroxide and bleach powder following manufacturer's instructions for mixing ratios. I have also pre-ribbed and folded foil. I have 2 metal-ended tail combs as one is a backup in case I drop one. I have mixed my bleach and peroxide until it's nice and creamy. The brush I use to mix with will not be the brush I use to apply the foils. Always start with a clean new brush. I have sectioned my model's hair into a classic half head pattern by creating a rectangle on the top of the head, and then from the end of the rectangle I have sectioned down ear to ear, which will separate the front. Then at the back I have created 2 triangle sections. Make sure to clip all hair out of the way so you are working with clean and even sections. I made sure that the back sections finished below the natural crown so that no dark hair sneaks through. This is the classic MIG half head sectioning pattern. Taking your first section, make sure it's not too thick before you weave, as this will prevent the foil getting close to the root. Once you have created your weave, make sure you use tension to separate the 2 sections. I apply the foil with the end of my tail comb with the fold at the back. This is just my preference. There are many different techniques to putting foils in. This is just one. My product choice today was a white powder bleach and 20 vol or 6% peroxide. I have mixed it to a ratio of 1:2 to give a nice creamy consistency. This is also recommended by manufacturer. Bleach and 20 vol will give me maximum lift. My model's hair is naturally dark, so I will be using a back-to-back foiling technique, and I will also be adding slices to give me maximum coverage. I have chosen a medium weave as our hair texture is medium and our regrowth is quite large, and I want to make sure there is lots of colour. Make sure your foil is really close to the scalp. When applying the bleach mix, I don't start straight at the roots. I start a quarter of the way down and then feather the mixture at the roots. This prevents too much product at the root and prevents bleeding out of the packet. I only paint the bleach to the regrowth areas, as I don't want to put bleach on top of bleach. This is how you cause breakage. I have put some slices into this half head. A slice is purely a fine section with no weave. It gives you a more full coverage look. Be careful when doing this. If you overdo it, it can look stripy. I am folding the packet twice when dealing with regrowth. Be careful not to fold too much, as this can cause the product to leak. Working up the head, take another fine section and weave this out. Place your foil in between the weave, leaving a weave in between each foil. This is a technique called back-to-back foiling, and is very popular with people wanting to be very light but not wanting total coverage like a scalp bleach. When weaving, try to have even spacing between each foil. This will make the end result nice and harmonious. As I work up the back section, my sections get smaller, so I start to fold the foil in a triangle shape, so that this does not interfere with my neck section. When working around the front hairline, I work with a slight diagonal. This will help blend seamlessly when the client wears her hair up, and it will create a more natural look. I have chosen not to put the foil right on the hairline so that I don't create an obvious regrowth. However, some people like foils right at the hairline. Every client is different and so are their needs. This will also depend on the shape of the hairline. When working around the front hairline, I work with finer sections and put my foils closer together, as usually the hair at the front hairline is finer. When applying product at the roots, I feather the product to avoid strong demarcation lines. Back-to-back foiling is used to create maximum coverage with foiling. It's great for creating natural blondes or statement looks. Foiling is also a colour service where the product does not get on the scalp and great for clients who have sensitive scalps or people with allergies. I turn my brush on an angle to feather the product and to achieve a closer application at the roots. I complete my side sections before I start the top. This will help with rinsing as the sides will be ready before the top will, and I don't want to run the risk of getting water in my top section. For the top section, I work from the front hairline to the back. I do this to make sure I have even tension and I can see what I'm doing. However, I am careful to make sure my client is not uncomfortable and I don't have her hair in her face. When dealing with banding in the hair, a different mixture of bleach and peroxide might be needed. In some cases, the peroxide choice can be lowered to avoid over-processing and damaging the hair. When you have completed your foils, it's advisable to check the back sections to see if they are ready to be rinsed. Always follow manufacturer's instructions for timing and whether or not using a heat-like product like a rollerball or a chromosome is recommended. For my model today, maximum timing is needed, so I will let the foils process for 50 minutes. I followed the rinsing procedure and used a strengthening shampoo and a colour-saving conditioner. I have chosen to tone at the chair rather than at the basin as I have better access to the hair and I can see what I'm doing. I have lightened my model's hair to a 9 level. There was a lot of yellow present. For the toner today, we are wanting pink tones. I have chosen to work with a demi-permanent colour and one choice of being a pale pink on a 9 level and one being a deeper magenta pink on a 7 level. I have mixed both products with a low level peroxide as I don't want to lift the natural hair around the foil. Before the application of the toner, I have roughly dried the hair with my hairdryer. I have done this so I get better absorption of colour. I have created a zigzag section and applied the deeper colour to the roots, but I have left the front hairline out. I then applied the lighter pink around the front hairline and to some of the ends in the areas, and then I have taken the darker colour through the rest of the hair to create dimension and variation. When toning, remember to always tone on the same level or go deeper, and this will give you the perfect end result. I have opted for a deeper pink at the roots and will take this through some sections. I have then used a milky pink around the front hairline and for most of the ends to give me dimension and for a bit of fun. Once the toner has been applied, I will let it process for 20 minutes and I follow manufacturer's instructions for timing. I then rinse and perform 2 colour-saving shampoos and I treat the hair with a colour lock system. I then style the hair as desired. That concludes the MIG Classic back-to-back half head foiling technique. Thanks for watching.